Hi there and welcome to chapter 2, lecture number 7. So in the previous video I showed you the difference between the Cycles and Eevee render engine. But the Blender 2.8 came with also another render engine, and that is the Workbench. So we go to the render tab, you can see Eevee, Cycles and Workbench. And if we select it, you can see a setup what is purely designed for modeling. And for some purpose, I really like to use this workbench because you can work in a very clean way on your model. The big difference between Eevee and Workbench is that the Workbench doesn't use the materials. So you have a very clean model without the waiting time of loading all the materials. And you can switch between Eevee and Workbench during the modeling process, and I tried it for some time now and it works really smooth. So in this course we will do that, make the combination of Workbench and Eevee. Because we haven't done any modeling work right now, I won't go really into detail, just showing you the shading details. But when we start making the first objects, I will use the Workbench and later on switching to Eevee. So it will all go very smooth. You don't have to make any big change. It's just switching from the render engine. So we switch from Workbench to Eevee and from Eevee to Workbench. Ignoring the Workbench is not good because it has a reason it's there, so we should use it. So we have this cube there in the middle, and yeah, I would just want to show you some shading details. We go to Add, Mesh, and Plane. We scale this a little bit and drag this downwards. We have this lamp, and I like to change the shading looks of this cube. Right now it looks a little bit flat to me, and there is this beautiful matte cap, and especially the red one. If we now go to rendering and I activate shadow, cavity and outline, we have a very nice detailed cube and it's butter smooth. So for Eevee you sometimes need to wait before, as I already mentioned before, the materials are loaded. If you just want to do some modeling work without focusing on the materials, switch to Workbench because it's designed for the modeling work. So as I already mentioned, you can select everything and go to the edit mode, or you want to go to the wireframe. It looks in all the details exactly the same, but yeah, only for modeling. I keep repeating that because if you think, why are my materials not displayed? Well, it's a modeling engine. All right. Well, we won't do anything fancy now in this lecture. I just wanted to show you it's there and we're gonna use it. So it's not that we work in Eevee and I say, well, switch to Workbench and you think, what is Workbench? Well, now just so you know. Yeah, and that's the end of this lecture. We'll see you in the next one where we will do new fancy things. All right, bye-bye.